Alright guys, let's take a look at some things that are going on here. Under construction we've got Matt Crafton's truck, which is just about done. Really just the hood, which is kind of funny because there's like 20 different things I could have put on the hood. All the different sponsors seem to rotate. Not quite big enough. This was what I was going to use, so I'm going to have to go back and enlarge that. And then this will be pretty much done. So we've got a truck, we've got a fantasy truck, a fantasy car, nice flat black, ARCA car, you can pretty much see where this one's going, and then my big problem car, number 33, Austin Wayne Self drove this in the ARCA race in Daytona. Ironically, drove it for like a lap and a half before getting wrecked out in the big one. So I'm working on a car that was driven for a lap and a half, if that. And it's been, this is tough. I've had some people ask how I'm doing this and just painting questions in general. This was two tones. You can't really tell on here where the blend line is, and that's a good thing. It's, I don't want to get too close. You can see how bad it looks. It's right around here. From here back was red. The top was red. The hood I painted red, but it really came out crap, and the tape that I had on it kind of left a bunch of marks on it, so I decided to just make the hood a decal and then make this a decal also, which is nice, except then you have to make sure it's sized just right, cut it out, trace it, stencil it, all that. What works here is I found just from trial and error and printing that I've got a really close match in printed decal color red to the paint red. So that lets me, because I mean it would have been pretty hard to tape a curved line like that. That lets me kind of cheat and cover it up right here, and then cover it up even more with the side sponsor there. Yeah, so it was a lot of painting, and it still didn't quite come out right. I gotta clean this up, either put a decal over it or manually go back with a little toothpick or brush and paint over it some more. You don't have to get all the way inside the windows with these kind of things, because the windows will cover some of it up. This is one of those cars that I'm going to call a one and done. This was a lot of work. I had to recreate the design, get all of the sponsors. I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of sponsors, a lot of text, the numbers I had to get, the name over the door, it's not going to zoom in, is accurate. This is a lot of work, and there's still more. I still have to extend this around the sides, put another sponsor on there, same with the other side. I got to put black all around the edges of the front and the sides. So this is one that I'm not going to be likely to do again unless the price is right, because it's just been a monster headache to do. But yeah, that's how I'll do two-tone cars. Cheat, really, just figure out the easiest way to cheat it and do it, as long as it looks good. If you're not cutting corners and actually, you know, well, I'll just get rid of two colors, or I'll make this, you know, a straight line where it was a curve before. You can, if you can figure out ways to cover up and hide it, that's going to be your best bet, because it's pretty darn tough unless you're a master, you know, hobbyist craftsman painter, which I'm not, to be able to do so many lines and so many different schemes just in paint without using decals to cover it up, or making, you know, half the car if it's a certain color of decal. You can't really do it for the posts. It's tough to wrap that. The noses are usually tough to wrap. All of this is tough to wrap unless you have it cut out just perfect. So yeah, like the Brendan Poole car here, I didn't paint this black. This is all just a decal. There's no reason to paint any more than you have to. White's already really easy to decal, so something like this, don't even bother doing a two-tone. Just make the dark blue, I'm sorry, it's actually not black, dark blue, just make that a decal. Although the nose here should have been the same dark blue. Not the nose, the bumper. I just didn't want to try that because I thought it would come out messy. Knowing that the rest of it came out good, though, in the future, I'll give it a shot. And a little car, just one.